Hello everyone, this is Sensuous One, and today we're going to do a little DIY on a holder. I'm thinking of a brush holder, but it can be really for anything. But I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a brush holder. But once you make this, you can pretty much use it on anything. And right now, what you see is my zebra lines that I've created that I'm going to use. And I'll show you how I did it. I could have freehanded it, but I don't know, feeling a little lazy. So I just used a piece of cardstock and I cut out the piece that I wanted to use. And I already started, but I'll go ahead and show you what I did. And I chose this color because I'm using black to do the lines. And if I would have used the black print, it would have been kind of hard to see. So pretty much what I'm going to do is just line this up on the inside. I just put my tape like that across the top. And then I have a piece of tape on the inside that I just push down here, just to kind of hold in place. And this becomes my template. And I'll show you also on the sides of here. Now it's not going to want to stick for me. Okay. So on the edge, you see where the line stopped from the opposite side. I just kind of free-handed it to, I guess to kind of like, you know, just fill it in. So I'm going to go like this and just pretty much just freehand. Kind of freehand to connect the side edges to this side panel piece here. So I'm going to go like that. And continue on down. There's one here. And it doesn't have to be perfect because the zebra lines are not perfect at all. So I'm just kind of quickly sketching it. And do that till the whole side is completely done. And then once I get over here, I got to see where these lines end. And then just kind of like, I'll probably just fill that in. So, but the outside that you're using as a template does not have to be perfect because these lines are going to come off. What I do is use alcohol. I use the 91% alcohol. That's what I'll be using. I'm not sure if any other, I'm sure any alcohol will work, but that's just what I have on hand. So I'll do that. Make those lines connect there. Make that one connect there. And so the design on the side pretty much carries around and then it connects. So this one's going to be a little funky. I'll just omit that when I do it and just fill it in here and fill this in here. There. So it's kind of a rough sketch, if you will. And you just take this out. And I'm not gonna show the whole video through the whole process, but I'll just show you what I'm going to be doing. And I don't feel like making a mess on my craft mat, so I'm just going to put a little bit of using this black acrylic paint and just put some in my little cap here. And pretty much what you do is just take a paintbrush and using the the lines that you painted, you just use it basically as your template to fill them in. Now this will be a little tedious, but at the end it's going to be so pretty. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just using the lines that I drew and I'm basically coloring them in. So I'll do a few more and then I'll show you what it's going to look like, or what it starts to look like. And put a little more. Now also once this dries, you can go over it a second time if you want it to be a little darker. But I'm going to wait till this one dries and see how it looks. Because also remember that when it dries, it will dry darker than what you see. So basically, it's going to look like this. And I missed some lines down here. But it's going to look like this. And don't worry about the lines that you see. Because like I said, once you color in all the lines from the inside, you're going to take alcohol and wipe away all your lines on the outside. So the only thing you're going to see is what you painted. So it's going to actually look like it's, you know, solid. But this is just one coat, and I will do 2 coats. So I'm going to go around the whole inside of the jar and paint all of my lines, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like at that point. Okay, so we're back with our DIY little holder that we're going to do. I'll go ahead and show you real quick what I was doing with this bottom piece. I was adding some stones on here, and I'll just show you really quickly what I was doing. To adhere my gems, I am using this here. And I just use that to adhere some pearls and some gems on the bottom. So I'm just going to, I left this part here so I can just show you. I'm just going to apply a little bit right there on the line where that seam ends, and right down here on this bottom lip. And let's see, let me get this closed up. If you don't close it, it tends to seep. So what I'm using, I could not find my Embelly Jelly, the stick, so I'm using this white Crayola, and I'm using some of this Embelly Jelly. It's just like a waxy, looks like wax. So I just have it on the tip of my pencil, and it's really good with helping to pick up the stones. It's not going to focus, but it's just like wax, and you don't necessarily have to go out and buy the Embelly Jelly wax. You can also use the wax I found that Walmart sells in the oral care section. The wax is used for braces. You can use that as well. Just put a little piece of it on the tip. And just make sure when you're picking it up, you're not pressing too deep. Otherwise, it'll embed into the wax, and then it won't let loose. So you just lightly touch it and apply it to your glue. That one don't want to come. That one doesn't want to go. And you just line them up. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here with my pink stones. And don't mind my mess. My desk always looks cluttered when I'm working. I don't know. I tend to pull out a bunch of things just to get ideas. And I lost one. Okay, I had to clear some memory. But I'm just going to continue to put these down on the bottom. And if sometimes the tip of your little gummy waxy thing might get out of shape, just run it through your fingers and make it back into a point. I found that it's usually easier to to pick it up. And why are they giving me a hard time? Now when I was doing this off camera, it worked fine. But anyway, we're gonna continue. I know you guys see this, like they're not acting right. Maybe my glue dried, I don't know. Let me see. It shouldn't have. It wasn't that long. Well, then again, I had to stop for a second because my camera. Oh, hold on. Let me close the glue up. Alright, so okay, so that's pretty much it. That's how the bottom is going to look. And let me just scoot these gems out the way. All those gems are a mismatch of gems because my container spilled and I was not in the mood to reorganize those. And drop these back in here. Alright, so this is going to be the base. Move you up a little bit. The base for the top that we were working on. Alright, so the top, as you remember, looks like this. I did drew the black lines on here to kind of use it as a template to paint the inside. So the inside is done, and it was done with 2 coats. So after the first coat dried, the second coat, and it came out a lot darker. The first coat looked really streaky. Alright, so I'm going to take this cotton ball and use some of this alcohol. And what we're going to do is clean up the, you can still see them, the black lines on the outside of the glass. And it comes right off. No problemo. Okay, so all the lines are off, and all you see now is just the streaks from the alcohol, but you can wipe that off with a damp rag after, and these zebra lines. So now what I have in this jar, this is a mixture of white school glue, water, and a little bit of Mod Podge. I don't remember the measurements. This was kind of just an experiment, because I found that when you use the Mod Podge, it's so thick it takes a really long time to dry. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of this in here. I think that should be good. And now I got ink all over my fingers from the marker. But I'll get off later. I guess that's the fun in crafting. You get to get dirty. And basically I'm just going to roll this around in here. Roll it all around. Oh, yep, I made a mess. Pretty much just roll it until it all the sides are covered. Alright, so now I'm going to take a brush to get the edges, because I don't want to keep tipping it too much and make a big old mess. So, well, first before I do that, let me show you. I'm going to take this fan brush and just kind of pull the glue up to the edge, because I'm going to glitter the inside of this, which is why I like to water down my mixture just a little bit, so that it doesn't take a long time to dry. Now when you first put the glue on, it's going to look obviously like this, and then when you add the glitter, it's going to look cloudy, but as it dries, it's going to clear up. Alright, so I'm going to take the rest and pour it back into the jar. I'm going to use my brush. You probably can't see what I'm doing. Okay, I guess that's a little better. I'm just using the brush to lightly brush out some of the glue so it's not too wet. And just go over this side. I probably used too much, but it's not going to go to waste, because I can always just, you know, pour it back out. But I like to make sure it's well covered, so you can avoid having to glitter it twice. Because if you glitter it and you miss some spots, or it's not shiny enough how you want it, you can always go back over it again. The same technique. Well, probably not the same. You probably want to brush it on if you're going back in to retouch it. So let me grab, close this first before I spill it, because I will spill it. And let me just grab a piece of scrap paper here, because this piece that I have has glue on it, and I'm going to be using glitter. So I'll put this piece here. And I'm going to be using some of this glitter here. This color is, it's called Petal Pink. And I believe I got this from either Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I think it was Joann's. Alright, so pretty much you're going to open your big side up and you're going to sprinkle your glitter in. Yes, I'm making a mess. I want to get the top edge. And if there's glue on the outside top piece, like how I have over here, you just wipe it off while it's wet. That way you'll have a clean top edge up there. And now my fingers are glittery and gluey. Alright, doesn't that look so pretty? Oh, I love pink. Alright, so just going to make sure all this is covered really well. And then you can also take a like a dry brush if you want to. You don't have to do this. I usually do it. And I just pat down my glitter just to make sure that it's sticking well. You don't want to rub it. You just want to push it down into the glue. If you rub, obviously you're going to drag it and leave gaps. Uh-oh. And then this one last side. Okay. So we're going to dump out the extra. Tap it out a little bit. Alright, so this is what you're left with on the inside. And this is how the outside looks right now. So we're going to let this dry. And then I'll come back and show you after that. Okay, so we're back with the final piece. This is the glass, and it's completely dried. I dried it overnight. And while that was drying, I had it sitting on something that had holes in it so air can ventilate. And I went ahead and glued this bottom piece on so that it can go ahead and dry and secure on there. And I glued that on with some, what was it? E6000? Yeah, E6000 glue. So this is how it looks. Now you do see on the bottom it is a little white down there. A little bit. It's not completely dry, but it'll dry, and once it does, it'll look just like this does. And I think that came out so pretty. I love it. And I didn't want to overdress the bottom piece, so I left it like that. I'm going to use some of these. These are like, I think these are like crushed seashells. Something I had gotten from Michael's a while ago. And it was just sitting in my stash, so I think I'm going to use this as the filler. You can use pretty much anything, any color or style you want. But I'm just going to use what I have on hand. And there's another bag on the inside of there. Alright. So, we take these. And we're going to pour some in our glass. Probably about 3/4 of the way, maybe. Or less, depending on how you want to do it. You're not really going to see that once you get it filled up. So you see, they're all in there. And it'll be easy to change it if you want to. Just pour it out. And I'm not sure what I'm going to use this for yet, but I have some brushes here just to show you that they will stand up in there. It's kind of high, but I just stuck some paint brushes in there just so you can see that they hold up pretty good. So I really like it. Hope you guys have been inspired to try something like this. Maybe for a candy station, maybe for art brushes, makeup brushes, any kind of holder you want. So thank you all for watching, and you have a great day. Bye.